particularly because of how successful they've been over a long period of time. I think it's the pressure is as much from within as the expectation from the outside. They expect to win every game they play, and they will want to be there at the MCG in the final, there's no doubt about it. But I think the other thing that comes with playing at home is the stuff that you have to do off the field. The appearances, the media, the charity events. There's so many things you do in and around a home World Cup that if you don't embrace it, you can feel quite fatigued going into the game. You've also got to train and prepare and make sure you're ready to play. So as long as the Australian team's embracing it, I think they'll love it. I don't think it'll affect them too much.
Is it difficult, though, to stay in that bubble when you've got social media, the newspapers, everyone kind of talking about the fact that they should get to a final?
Well, expectation can be hard to deal with, but I think you've got to back yourself as well. I think you've got to embrace that you're the favourites and love that, soak that up. That's your confidence. End of the over, 95 for 3.
In every shot.
बाकी सब तो उड़ गया, लेकिन आपका परफ्यूम रह गया।
बिना गैस वाला फॉग ये जल्दी से उड़ेगा नहीं, रहेगा।
अहमियत इस बात की नहीं कि आप किन बुलंदियों बल्कि इस बात की है कि यहां पहुंचने का हौसला किससे मिला? देश की मिट्टी से। कजारिया देश की मिट्टी से बनी टाइल से देश को बनाते हैं।
Very steady approach by India as they try and dig themselves out of this hole. Harmanpreet Kaur will not want to re-look at her dismissal. Slower delivery from Commence, protection on the onside. Andrew Chopra, where to from here? A needed partnership, just one shy of the 50.
Well, at this point in time, these two would know that what are the bowling options that they are so very comfortable with playing against, need some boundaries. As long as Dilisha Cummins, Megan Shooter around, they know exactly that there'll be some change of pace coming in. Jess Jonathan coming in will be a very good bowler because she doesn't give it out too many. So before Elise Perry comes in to bowl a couple of overs that she's left with, this 50 partnership should give these two the strength and the belief that they can go out there and dominate. Don't try hitting those huge towering sixes. 2s and 3s would do. 2s and 3s each side. Just making sure. Both the batters are scoring 2s and 3s each side.
And they've given themselves just a little bit of breathing space as well. So they've still got the likes of Veda Krishnamurti, who's, you'd probably say, has promised quite a bit in the T20 format. Probably hasn't really delivered on the international stage. And then you get into the bowlers and the wicket keepers, so they'd still want to make sure that they can try and control probably these next couple of overs, keep rotating the strike, but boundaries are going to be key for them.
And that's why these two have taken that responsibility. It's good to see Deepti Sharma rotating strike. It's good to see her partnering Jemimah Rodrigues. Yeah, with those ones and twos. So the first thing that these two needed to do was steady the ship. That's what they've done. They're behind, run a ball. Hundreds come up on the board for them. So first thing's done. They've got the 3-figure mark on the board. Now, when is the time these two realize that they can find the boundary at ease?
An over of singles so far. Big shout from Kimmins from Healy, and it's been given. Let's just see whether or not, though, we just said this partnership has just gone past the 50, and why wouldn't you? It's critical. She is the key, Jemimah Rodrigues. And if there's an opportunity for this to be overturned, you may as well go upstairs.
TV umpire to director. We have a player's review for LBW. The original decision given is out. Already establishes a fair delivery. Can we move on to front on? Doesn't appear to be any bat, but we'll have a look at Ultra to confirm. So flat line. Forward, take it forward, take it forward. Thanks. Satisfied there's no bat involved. Can we go on to ball tracking? Ball tracking coming up. Pitching outside off, impacts in line and wickets hitting. I'm going to go back to Jackie on field. Jackie, I'm going to ask you to stay.
Jacqueline Williams can back her decision there. That is the breakthrough that Australia was looking for. Jemimah Rodrigues departs 26 off 33 deliveries, and India now 100 for 4.
मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस तो लगाते ही उड़ जाता है, तो मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस ले ले। नहीं उड़ा? ले What a Girl Body Splash। उड़ेगा नहीं? उड़ेगा।
Veda Krishnamurti comes out to the crease, batting at 6 here for India. The Australian crowd knows her well. She played for the Hobart Hurricanes during the WBBL. She's at the non-striker's end. And a much-needed boundary for India.
Yeah, waited on that, Deepti Sharma. She's realised that Jess Johnson is targeting the middle and leg stump line. She's been trying to walk towards a rough stump. This time, the confidence of timing the ball better. Staying with Deepti Sharma, finds the gap and finds a very important boundary.
Well, what's that come off? Was it pad? Was it a little bit of bat? Runs given. It's Deepti Sharma's highest international score in the T20 format. It's come off the gloves, so given as runs, as it should be. Change of angle from Jess Johnson, but the same result for Deepti Sharma. Just getting a little flurry on here, India.
And guess what? This is going to be very, very good for Veda Krishnamurti at the other end. She knows she's not going to be the only one looking for boundaries. There's Deepti Sharma, who's been out there and has finally found the gap in this field to get not one but 2 boundaries in 3 balls.
Jess Jonassen. One of those bowlers that Meg Lanning can use in every 3 phases of the game. It's the power play, the middle overs, or the death. It's got protection there now in Annabelle Sutherland.
Yes, she's got 4 fielders on the onside for Deepti Sharma. She's just pushed Anna Sutherland on the boundary of the previous ball, but of course it will change now as Veda Krishnamurthy comes on strike. But what happened here? You try your luck once, you try it again. That's what Jemima Rodrigues did. This time she was a plumb in front. She doesn't make a mistake twice in the same game, does she?
Veda Krishnamurthy gets off strike off her first delivery faced, and the completion. Sorry, one more delivery to go. Good one so far for India with 12 coming from it.
Yeah, what will be interesting is that Veda Krishnamurthy just cuts loose here. She would have seen that the ball's not really coming onto the bat. Just play a little more sensible.
Deepti Sharma will be happy to keep the strike. At the end of the 17th, it's 113 for 4. Just a reminder that there's been a change within this ICC T20 World Cup, that the no ball is now being called front foot no ball by the third umpire. On this occasion, though, it was because of a fielding infringement. So a free hit to be given. Doesn't quite get it, a big thick inside part of the bat, so a single. Not too much damage done there for Jess Jonassen on that ball, but a damaging over at that. 15 from it, 115 for 4.
S1 Pro. Style like a pro.
इनकी एक्स गर्लफ्रेंड ने इनसे इसी गाड़ी में ब्रेकअप किया. अब ऐसा इंसान आरसी ट्रांसफर के लिए लाइन में खड़ा हो? नेवर.
पगले, खुशी के आंसू.
कार देखो गाड़ी स्टोर पे मिलेगा बेस्ट प्राइस, साथ ही 11,000 रुपए तक का कैश बोनस भी. बस कार देखो ऐप पर स्टोर का अपॉइंटमेंट बुक करो.
Some options left there for Meg Lanning as India has 3 overs to face here to try and get up to something competitive. Magnificent crowd here at the Sydney Showgrounds tonight to kickstart this T20 World Cup. And you can see Megan Shute really turning to a lot of the cutters on this pitch. What do you think they can defend here, Anjum Chopra? What will they be trying to push towards?
They'll be getting closer to 150. That should be the intent. That should be the planning. 6 and over would get them to 133. That 6 and over will not include boundaries for sure. But yes, if you can maintain this momentum that they've got going forwards. Megan Schutt's got an over. Elise Perry's got an over. I'm sure one of the spinners would come back as well. You have an opportunity of attacking. You've seen the LBWs early on, the bowls early on. Don't make that same mistake as Smriti Mandhana did early on, playing with a cross-batted shot. Ball never arrived. Same thing for Shafali Verma, playing early, 2 wide outside the off stump. This was a shocker from the captain, Harmanpreet Kaur. And again, missing the line, Jemima Rodrigues.
Thought about it, had a long hard look at it, did Jacqueline Williams.
Oh, worth a shout, definitely, why not?
finds the gap. They'll push hard. They'll try and put the pressure on Ash Gardner.
This is the second time you've mentioned correctly, Mel, that pushing hard. But just keep an eye on Deepti Sharma. That's far from pushing hard, I reckon. Yeah, definitely they're shorter in height. I was joking around with Adam Gilchrist earlier that Elise Perry will take 5 strides, others will take 7 or 8. I just feel that that intensity needs to come in.
I also think that Deepti Sharma wouldn't mind quite a bit of the strike here. It was umpire's call in the end. Umpire's call because of where it pitched on the pad. Clipped to the onside. They're going to come back for 2 on this occasion.
Yeah, she's trying to save the energy for the big ones, that's all. That's perfectly fine. The pressure would have been on her. She would have been breathing heavy into the World Cup contest. Needs to play a blinder of a knock here for her team.
Well executed delivery to finish off the 18th over. It's 121 for 4.
चैप्टर 21 सीख लिया अब तू ये सीख इतना क्या कर रहा है बाप को मत सिखाओ हेलो
ए गैस की दुकान चल साइड हो
इंप्रेशन है जमाना तो शॉर्ट गोल्ड लगाना लिए शॉर्ट गोल्ड डियो हुआ पुराना शॉर्ट गोल्ड का है जमाना
S1 Pro, style like a pro. अहमियत इस बात की नहीं कि आप किन बुलंदियों पर हैं, बल्कि इस बात की है कि यहाँ पहुँचने का हौसला किससे मिला। देश की मिट्टी से, कजारिया, देश की मिट्टी से बनी टाइल से देश को बनाते हैं।
It's a favoured shot from Deepti Sharma. The question now is, with that protection to the onside for the left-hander, where can she access the boundaries? He's got a little bit of time to think about it. And she sits at the non-striker's end at the moment. Veda Krishnamurti is going to have to deal with the wily Jess Jonathan.
That was the ball. That was the ball. That was a chance as well at the non-strikers end. Deepti Sharma took her own sweet time to turn back and get back. But that was a ball for Veda Krishnamurti to take toll of.
This is the running here. Veda called no. It was Deepti Sharma that was running to the danger end. I think because of the position that she ended herself up in, Veda Krishnamurti down on one knee, a little bit off balance, probably thought, can I get up and get down to the other end in time? 4 fielders on the onside boundary. Some smart fielding. They'll go through on the misfield.
Interesting field for the left-hander. Jess Jonathan goes over the wicket. She's got the mid-off inside the circle. She's challenging Deepti Sharma, the left-hander, to go over the infield. That also on the offside, knowing very well that she's been hitting everything on the onside. So that's smart bowling.
It's protection down the ground. Jess Jonathan took 5 for 12 against India, second best spell of T20 bowling for an Australian. Picked up 2 vital wickets this evening. She's got this delivery to see out her 4-over spell. Finishes it with a dot. Just 1 over to go. It's 125 for 4.
World's first 44MP dual punch hole camera. Clear in every shot.
बाकी सब तो उड़ गया, लेकिन आपका परफ्यूम रह गया. नाइस फ्रेग्रेंस.
बिना गैस वाला फॉग ये जल्दी से उड़ेगा नहीं, रहेगा.
Commence on so many occasions for the Brisbane